In this buffalo herd, there are over 100. When the hoofed animals approached the watering hole, the lions thought it was their chance to get some lunch. However, the predators were mistaken. The buffaloes were ready for the attack and launched a true onslaught on their old enemies. A group of the most fierce and strong buffaloes separated from the herd, pouncing on the lionesses. The herbivores knocked the hunters down from a small plateau and nearly trampled them in a series of swift attacks. The predatory cats did not anticipate such resistance and barely escaped. Today, we will show you other incredible instances when buffaloes made their adversaries regret ever attacking them. Typically, lions don't hunt together with lionesses because their large, dense manes are challenging to camouflage in the savanna. However, there's plenty of tall shrubs, low trees, and grass here. Thanks to suitable conditions and terrain, the males can approach the buffaloes closely and deliver powerful strikes. The males hunting together start the attack. Experienced lions silently approach through hidden paths, sneak up, and get close to unsuspecting bulls. The determination and speed with which these huge cats launch an attack on their future prey can be quite intimidating, don't you think? At this moment, it may seem that the lions are unstoppable. The males are ready to back each other up, but even in one-on-one battle, each of them is able to deal with a young buffalo. The attack begins. Lions split up and charged towards the herd of buffaloes, scattering them in different directions. This was a mistake. The lions underestimated their opponents. If they had attacked even 2 lions on one buffalo, they would have easily dealt with the opponent. Instead, a lone lion pounced on a bull, delivered a crushing blow, and successfully knocked it to the ground. The predator clamped onto the victim's throat, holding it with powerful clawed paws. However, the massive herbivore managed to withstand the onslaught. A larger, experienced buffalo came to its aid. It knocked the lion off its fellow's neck and literally tossed the predator aside, then threw it to the ground. The fight took place in the shallows of a swamp. A powerful blow on the water was particularly painful. The bull capitalized on its success, continuing to trample the lion before effortlessly lifting it by the horns. The buffalo began tossing the lion in the air, almost disemboweling it, and threw it back into the water. Another predator tried to support its comrade from behind. However, the herd came to the aid of our hoofed hero. The buffaloes calmed down and initiated a counterattack. The lions had to retreat. Let this be a lesson to them. Buffaloes should not be underestimated. Their bravery, combined with the ability to quickly assess the situation to come to a comrade's aid, deserves your like, don't you think? Lions sprawled around the buffalo, ready for lunch, when suddenly, the hoofed creature rises abruptly, catching the lions off guard. The lions, shocked, lose initiative, unable to spring back quickly to bring down their prey. It turns out the bull was just injured, not finished off. Eventually, amidst predators, the hoofed creature gathers strength for a decisive leap, rising just when the lions relaxed and lost their vigilance. Moreover, the buffalo retreated and resisted the tired predators after the hunt. A massive herd of buffaloes cornered the mighty lion against a tree. The male, agile and fast, found his enormous weight a disadvantage this time. He attempted to climb higher, but unlike agile leopards, lions struggle with vertical climbs. He fell right under the hooves of enraged buffaloes, who discovered their old enemy. A systematic onslaught began. The hoofed creatures had no intention of letting their opponent go. They had scores to settle with this lion. If the predator had hidden as soon as the herd approached it, it could have escaped, but it's too late now. The lion didn't know who it was dealing with. Few herbivores use their advantage to attack predators. Usually, herbivores gather in herds for a convenient escape, but not buffaloes. These massive beasts not only trample the lion, but constantly deliver severe blows with their horns. An experienced buffalo skillfully uses the terrain's features in the battle. It lifted the male on its horns and struck the cat, weighing about 1/4 ton, against the steep slope of a hill. Then it lifted and struck again. Certainly, the hoofed animal is much larger than the predator, but even with such a size difference, it's impressive how effortlessly the bull lifts the heavyweight panther off the ground. The buffalo's strength is immense. Additionally, the bull attempts to pierce the predator's skin with the sharp tips of its horns. With each strike, the hoofed creature puts its entire weight into the attack. The lion's belly wasn't ripped open, but the predator still sustained critical damage to internal organs after all of these blows. The neck and spine are broken. Sharp rib fragments penetrated the lungs and heart. The lion cubs won't witness their father's return. It's unfortunate, but the buffaloes fought against their main enemy. But if you think the strength of the buffaloes lies only in numerical advantage, you're mistaken. It's different in this particular case. The group of lionesses attacked the lone buffalo. Just a look at how skillfully it defends itself. The horned creature uses not only brute force, but also fights remarkably skillfully. It lures lionesses into an optimal distance for a counterattack, thwarting attempts to jump onto its back with a quick horn strike. The buffalo pivots and literally scatters its enemies. It quickly propels itself off the ground with its front legs, changing direction left or right after a leap. That way, it prevents surprise attacks from an unexpected direction. However, the pride is numerous. The sounds of battle attract more predators. It becomes a serious problem, and the buffalo attempts to escape. Just look at it run. The lionesses didn't expect such speed. They try to catch the enemy, grabbing its hind legs to allow their companions to latch onto the neck and head. But the buffalo employs an unexpected tactic. It starts kicking at full speed, like a horse. Several precise strikes to the lioness's chest make her slow down. Broken ribs will ache for weeks. But the predators don't give up. Finally, they catch up with the buffalo and attempt to grab its hind legs. Despite the dangerous clawed burden, the hoofed creature hardly loses mobility and continues moving, even trying to run. The bull is ready to deliver a fatal horn strike to any lioness daring to jump on its face. No huntress dares to risk it. The lionesses are becoming exhausted. They act as efficiently as possible, taking turns, but the bull skillfully prolongs the battle. It continues to resist, and the predatory cats, despite all their strength and coordination, can't bring down the opponent. Eventually, a huge experienced male lion appears. It's amusing to watch as the lion calmly walks by. The lionesses fight, attempting to bring down this indomitable buffalo, while the lion just passes by, assesses the situation, then turns away and continues walking calmly. If he engages in the battle, the bull won't stand a chance. Therefore, seeing such a dangerous adversary, the horned fighter resists even more strongly. The buffalo wanted to show the lion that dealing with him is exhausting and perilous. While scattering the lionesses, the hoofed creature avoids getting too close to the lion, staying out of a dangerous distance. What do you think? Did the lion eventually attack the buffalo, or did he leave it alone? Share your predictions in the comment section underneath this video. A young lion and lioness set an ambush for a whole herd of buffaloes descending the hill. There are over 100 hoofed creatures here. Each buffalo weighs about half a ton, armed with horns and powerful hooves, possessing immense strength and sturdy hides. Hiding right in front of the approaching herd, which moves like a lightning wave, requires courage. The lions have a plan. They find the optimal moment and leap out of hiding to start pursuing the buffaloes. Predators want to frighten the hoofed animals with their sudden appearance and turn them into retreat. And you know what? Surprisingly, the plan is successful. Instinctively, the buffaloes get scared and turn back. However, there's a problem. What do we do next? The predators should catch the straggling hoofed individual and deal with it. However, the lions attacked too early, and the bulls turned out unexpectedly fast. They raised a cloud of dust, which the bewildered lions had to swallow. The herd quickly reached a dominant height, and attacking the hill from below would be foolish. The cats simply watched the bulls, not knowing what to do. It's a pity. The first reaction of buffaloes to predators is an attempt to escape. But this doesn't mean herbivores are timid. On the contrary, a whole squad of scouts emerges from the herd, ready to launch a frontal attack on the predators and scatter them. The bulls gain momentum and descend from the hill. The lions realized too late who they were dealing with, and barely managed to escape from these powerful, yet surprisingly fast buffaloes. A massive bull ascends a narrow path between steep slopes in the ravine. The lioness observes the hoofed creature and realizes it's too large to handle alone. The cat jumps behind the bull, attempting to hide from potential threat. The lion doesn't know why this buffalo came here and doesn't understand who it's dealing with at all. It's a real horned adventure. It tracks the lions' den to retaliate for their raids on its native herd. The bull runs straight into the bushes where the lion cubs are hiding. It lunges at the cubs, attempting to trample them. Fortunately, the little ones are already large enough to dodge and start fleeing from the terrifying horned monster. Some believe that the desire for revenge is a too complex emotion, accessible only to humans and, in extreme cases, a few highly intelligent animals like elephants and dolphins. But is it just a coincidence that the bull ended up here accidentally? Did it accidentally climb the steep slope and find lion cubs hiding among the dense bushes, freezing motionless in the face of danger? It seems more like a cunning plan. What do you think? Share your thoughts in the comments. The lion cubs were lucky. They scattered. However, their mother won't go hunting for buffaloes anytime soon. Cheetahs are the fastest runners among all the animals on the planet, but that doesn't make them invulnerable at all. Here, a family of cheetahs encountered lions. Mighty, mature males are about 4 times more massive, so it's not really surprising that they develop a speed half that of cheetahs. But their agility and ability to gain speed at lightning speed could not be underestimated. These cheetahs let the enemy get too close to them, and paid the price. To gain maximum speed, the spotted cats need only a couple of seconds, but the lions did not give their rivals this amount of time. While the cheetah was just picking up speed, the lion was already rushing at him like a live battering ram, and the huge cat knocked the opponent off his paws and instantly knocked him to the ground. The cheetah fought back, trying to hit the lion's muzzle with its clawed paws, but the advantage in strength of the larger cat is huge. The lion quickly crushed the opponent with powerful blows of its paws, after which he brutally broke his neck with a bite of its strong jaws. The rest of the cheetahs had to retreat, especially since there are 2 male lions here. They showed the runners who was the most dangerous predator out here. 4 hunting dogs noticed the lizard and immediately rushed at the reptile. But they clearly underestimated their opponent, most of whose body was hidden by muddy water. The lizard turned out to be much cooler than the predators thought it was. When she fought back, it became clear that the length of the reptile's body is about 1.5 times larger than that of any of the dogs. But there were 4 of them, and they were aggressive, especially on their own territory. Therefore, the dogs continued to attack. Well, it's your own fault. The lizard uses water as its main shelter. She dives under the algae and becomes almost invisible. Nevertheless, we must give the dogs their due. They turned out to be real brave men, and one of them rushed into the water to this monster while the others patrolled the shore. But to no avail, it did not work out defeating the lizard. The dogs chased the reptile for quite a long time until it finally got tired. The reptile made a lightning dash to the side, and probably by accident, she twisted her tail and hit one of the dogs in the face. Or maybe this slap was part of a defensive tactic? Or was the reptile just showing the dogs how much she despised them? When lions gather to hunt, they are a force to be reckoned with, especially if males join the females. But the rhinoceros is not the kind of beast that will easily surrender even to such enemies. These huge herbivores may look sleepy and slow, but in fact, they turn out to be incredibly fast runners and aggressive fighters. Rhinos have poor eyesight, so they can let a predator get close enough to them. The lions probably thought they had scared the rhinos and made them freeze in place in fear. Not at all. The herbivores just saw the predators too late. But when they finally saw it, the most interesting thing began. The lions should not have run into the displeasure of these giants. Rhinos respond to any threat with an aggressive and furious attack. A rhinoceros is more than 10 times heavier than an adult male lion, and a lioness versus a rhinoceros is like a kitten. But it seems the predatory cats do not understand what a huge advantage in strength such a massive herbivore gives. Well, the rhinos will explain it to them. Lions attack prey from different sides and try to surround it. But by causing whole clouds of dust, the rhinos are able to stop almost instantly and turn around for an impressive counterattack. Their main weapon is their horn. It's only one, but it's very sharp and long. Terrible blows from the bottom up can lift a lion into the air as if it were a kitten. In addition, even a light hit of the horn on the enemy's body leads to terrible stab wounds, which often end fatally for the enemies of these herbivorous giants. But this is not all that is in the arsenal of the mighty beasts. Rhinos prefer ramming attacks, and in this, they have reached the pinnacle of skill. You definitely don't expect such maneuverability with them, but an adult rhinoceros is able to quickly change the direction of its movement, shake its head towards the enemy, or simply just trample it. And the powerful and very thick, hard skin acts perfectly as a natural body armor, withstanding the blows of the clawed paws or even mature male lions. Even one rhinoceros can literally scatter a group of several lions and lionesses. And if there are two herbivores, they will effectively protect and cover each other. Although in exceptional cases, lions can defeat such an opponent, as you can see. They are not in front of you. Here, the rhinoceros is clearly winning, and the lions are only lucky enough to avoid their ramming blows. When a cat is sunbathing, it should not be disturbed at all. Just look at this furry little charmer. Except this kitty's got claws, and she is not afraid to use them. When two dogs pass by, they shouldn't have bullied this cat. She endured it for a couple of seconds, of course, and then got up and just threw one of the offenders into the pool. That's what effective problem solving and communication is called. A fox is a prey for a dog. Some breeds were bred specifically for fox hunting. For example, dachshunds. And if this dog, which looks like a little wiener dog, can hope with a fox in her hole, then this large black dog is able to just tear apart its opponents in general in 3 seconds, isn't it? Except the dog doesn't know who he's messing with. Foxes are incredibly fast and agile animals. This red-haired predator takes off like a racing car. Maybe the fox is not the fastest animal in the world, but his ability to accelerate is outstanding. In addition, due to its small mass, the fox changes direction faster. Combined with the natural agility and maneuverability, this makes him almost elusive. But the main thing is still the cunning of the red predator. Pay attention. The fox does not just run away from a large dog in a panic, but tracks the movements of the enemy and reacts to them in time. Has the dog stopped? So the fox can too. Did the dog attack? Then the fox will bounce back. A large hunting dog is about 3 times more massive than an opponent and will be able to break the fox's necks if he grabs it. But it seems that for the redhead, this chase is just a game. In fact, the fox is not only having fun as an adrenaline-addicted biker, he also uses a trick to save his energy. By accurately calculating the trajectory of the enemy's movement and stopping when the dog does so, the fox retains maximum strength. He is tough, but not indefinitely, so it is important for him not to panic and not try to break away from his pursuer. After all, there may be beaters ahead, an ambush of other dogs, or a hunter with a gun. The fox understands this and is not going to allow himself to be driven like a panicked rabbit. The dog is furious, breaking into a run again and again in an attempt to catch prey. But he can't reach such a nimble beast. But then something completely amazing happens. When the dog gets tired of this running around, it allows itself to turn its back on the fox. And this is a big mistake. This miniature beast may not be a super fighter, but it is not afraid to attack the offender if the opportunity presents itself. As a result, the fox grabs the dog by the groin with his fangs. The dog reacts instantly, but the red-haired beast dodges even at this close range. The dog has learned his lesson and will no longer neglect this opponent. And here, the fox generally trolls a huge Kangai. This breed belongs to the strongest herding dogs in the world. 3 Kangaus can fight a bear. A fox should tremble and panic at the mere sight of such a powerful enemy, should it not? No way. This clever wild hunter immediately noticed that the Kangol was on a chain. Therefore, right in front of the eyes of the heavyweight dog, struck by such arrogance, the fox calmly surveys the territory, runs around, and seems to tease the enemy. The Kangol rushes forward but can't really do anything, because the chain is holding it securely. The fox is also at risk because he did not really measure the length of the leash. But the reaction speed does not let the wild predator down, and he dodges the enemy's fangs.